All right. Let's keep it pushing. So we are on to SafeSport. So SwimSwam just posted an article about SafeSport. Now, from my understanding, is this is across many sports. It's not necessarily just. It's not even not necessarily. It's not just swimming. And so that's what I was supposed to be pulling up on this thing over here.
Yeah, the SwimSwam article about the.
Yeah, so 57% of coaches in this Safe Sport survey, and this is across all sports or whatever sports are use. Safe Sport is like its own entity. So whatever sports use Safe Sport, the entity, filled out this questionnaire, and this is the results we got. 57% of coaches in Safe Sport survey reported receiving threats from athletes' parents.
Insane.
Yeah. So I think there's one major reason why this happens. And I think the first one is, and I said this kind of even goes into the winning thing, is you're a punk. Your reputation does not precede you, right? You're not feared. So people think that there's repercussions or that there's no repercussions to messing with you, unlike our comment section.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the bigger thing, though, is a lack of ownership and clarity with parents. And what I mean by that is everybody has a plan. The parents know you have a plan. The parents know you care about their kid, whatever. Are you communicating beyond that? Like, hey, this is our goal. We are here in this group. Our first goal is to win. And then from there, it's to build your kid or use winning to build good life skills for your kid. And that those life skills will be a part of what we do every day in practice, almost militantly, to create winning. And if anything that we do doesn't fulfill this filter process of these three things, we're not doing it. Like, and then are you communicating your personality to your coaches or to your parents? Like whenever I start coaching, it's like on a club team, or I want to say even my one-on-ones, like I'll put this on my Instagram too for Rakely. Like, I am not a nice person. Like, I email this to parents. I am not a nice person, but I'm kind, I'm cordial. And if your kid gets in trouble, I promise you that it will be at least the third time before they get in trouble. So the parents, they know like what I'm about competitively. I try not to use words like maybe, like I'll catch myself and I speak with sureness. And this even goes to our last week talking about the coaches. And then you got to back it up. And the issue when you don't back it up is when you start getting problems from parents. Because now you're incongruent. You're kind of it can be interpreted as snakish, or you're lying, or you're hiding things because you told them you were going to be this way and now you're not following through. So if you're getting this behavior from parents, it's probably because you're not communicating who you are and giving them actual standards to judge you by. So they get to make up whatever they want. What do you think, Elvis?
So I talked to a few of my buddies who were coaches, and some coaches that I had trained under, and a lot of them are like, dude, I'm ready to leave the sport because you can't even reprimand a kid for coming in late. And when I say reprimand, I mean I had a coach said they took it was in the comments actually. He said they took a kid off the relay because they were skipped 10 days of practice, and they got reported for bullying.
What?
Right. So,
but bullying? That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. I witnessed this myself when I was training in Orlando. A kid got kicked out of practice for being an idiot. And he reported that the coach embarrassed him in front of everybody publicly, shamed him, called him names, and made him sat out in the cold weather to freeze and almost catch hypothermia. Literally, he said that. And the coach ended up having to leave the school eventually. Like, this was kind of like what they used to get him out of there. But I mean, he had all sorts of evidence that this was all bullcrap. Like, obviously, like, well, all the swimmers were there. Everyone knew this kid was a dickhead. And they're like, well, you still kicked him out and made him sit in the cold weather. And it's like, first of all, it's Florida. Like, it's Orlando. Like, it's March. like, okay. Second of all, what day did this happen? Google the weather that day. It was like 86. What are you talking about? So they had undeniable proof that this kid was lying.
Right.
But because he threw out the bullying word, all of a sudden, is untouchable. It's like the fucking cloak of indestructibility. So, and you see this happening across all sports. It's like these kids, it's too easy for them to throw out these trigger words like bullying, harassment, etc. Yeah. And it's like after they say that, nothing matters from the other side. Now, okay. Now we're not saying like all of these are, false flags or whatnot. Like, of course, there are situations where you have improper coaching or inappropriate behavior. Like, yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the kids who you're walking on eggshells because you can't tell them anything because you, as a coach, you fear you're going to get called in for bullying or whatever the crap they're using these words for now.
So, okay, I have a question to you then. I still think I'm right about this punk. They know they can punk you, so they are. I still think that at the end of the day, if they don't think they can mess with you, they ain't gonna mess with you, right? Whether that's because they think the faculty, the higher ups have your back, they ain't gonna mess with you, right? Because the parents have the back, the kid ain't gonna mess with you, right? And so I think to a degree, it's still that you're a punk, you haven't done your due diligence, whatever. And maybe I've been just privileged. But I still think it's the authenticity and the congruence, man. Because if you've communicated, hey, these are our punishments, and if you're not moving in a way where you stand on what your belief system is, because at the end of the day, some of this is just challenging your belief. And if you fold and you're punk, you deserve it, in my opinion. Like I remember here's the example, and then I want you to tell me what you think on, at least on my philosophy, and then what you've said. There was these two girls on this team one time, and they were like messing around, right? And like I said, you're gonna have 3 times before I actually get on your case. So that way, when we have an argument with your parents, I can be like, no, they did it 3 times. This is all the things that happened. So these 2 girls were like messing around when we were tarping the pool, and then I'm like, okay. And then every time that there's a corner to cut, they find the corner. Like they're corner cutting hunters. Okay. Habitual corner cutters, right? If it could be a round edge, they're going to make it into a corner just so they can cut it. Okay. And it's just like, I remember her mom talked to me one day, one of the kids, and it's just like I don't even care. Right. But it's like, as a coach and as an adult and as an authority figure, I have to enforce these things. That's what I told the parent. Like, that's what I actually believe. So it's like, for me personally, it's when the parent or whatever goes down or these accusations, if you are about what you say you're about and you're following through, I think those things are seen by, 1, the people accusing you, and 2, by the judge, the jury, and the executioner. And I think those things help you in the long term with people trying you, because they're like, oh no, he ain't gonna back down, and he gonna fight back, right? And so, what do you think about that? Because even with what you're saying, it sounds like I'm not trying to dog anybody out, so I'm sorry, friends. It sounds like your friends are willing to fold.
Mm. So, I think it comes down to the trust and relationship that the parents have with you. So, if you're a crappy coach and they think you're a crappy coach, and they don't believe in your program, and their kid comes home one day exhausted, tired, not getting any better, and says, Coach Dax is bullying me today, mom's going to flip out. But if you're a successful coach and you have a good reputation, you treat everyone fairly, you set expectations from the beginning, and you stick to those consequences, and then little Johnny comes home and says, Coach Dax is bullying me. It's like, no, Coach Dax is like that with everybody. What were you dicking around for? What did you do?
That does help too.
Yeah.
The parents know that I have or I'm not gonna say I have a shit list, but they think I do. And they'll be like, no, you're probably that person.
Yeah. So I grew up in a household where if I came home and said the teacher was picking on me, I better have a truckload of evidence, because it's going to be an uphill battle to convince my parents that a teacher decided to pick on me, So I wouldn't even go that route, especially with a coach, especially with the coach I grew up with. Shout out Mr. Bell, may he rest in peace. But if I came home and said he was picking on me, that would just be a laugh fest. That would be a comedy. That'd be a comedy routine. So I think there's some to that, but then some parents are just freaking crazy, bro. Some of these parents are just absolutely insane.
But yeah.
What are you gonna do when some people just don't? Their kid, little Johnny, does nothing wrong. You can't tell me why. Yeah, I know he missed 10 practices
I might be lucky there, because I've never ran into that type of situation yet.
And I pray you never do, but one day you will.
Jesus Christ, you're just gonna throw that evil on me? God damn.
They're out there. You're in Texas, man. That's the land of the crazies. No, Florida.
We got some 10-gallon hats and guns on our hips. Is that why?
Yeah, Florida's the land of the crazy. I take that back.
Florida man. Come on now.
Florida man, Florida parent. Wild. Florida get some Florida coaches in the comments. What do y'all got?
Yeah, let us know. In the comments, let us know. What do y'all think? I think that this is, I'm gonna say, I think that this is a part of just people believing they can punk you. I really do. I really, really do. I think if you stand on business and the coaches, but you also said it's also a part of the relationship you have with the coaches. But then you also said something else that I said, which is, does your reputation precede you?
Yeah.
Right? Like you said it based on what you know as a coach, right? Your cloud, I guess, maybe is a good word. Whereas mine was more so like, are you who you say you are at all times, right? So let us know in the comments what you think about this, guys. Is it more malleable process based on your cloud as a coach? Or is it they think they can punk you so they can? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you're going through.